You know, a few weeks ago we lost a legend in our sport, Scott Bloomquist, and we would, thinking there might not be another zero here, but Manny Falcon is going to tell us the story why he has the zero here, the retro-looking Scott Bloomquist car. And Manny, I know it's been a tough week for inner sport with no Scott Bloomquist here, but just how did this all come together? Because it's a pretty special wrap, and everybody's been talking about on the internet, and it's looks sharp and makes me feel like I'm a fourth grade Derek Kessinger again.
Yeah. No, I mean, we after Scott's flip or whatever, he had called me that night, of course, real early, 3 in the morning, and he asked me if he could drive one of my sweet cars that I had left. Naturally, he knew that I had the only 2 left that I guess were raceable in a short amount of time, and so I told him yeah, and we made this wrap here due to the fact I told him the only payment I wanted was I was 7 years old when I took my first picture with him, and we were in Queen City, and he unloaded his race car. It was halfway up the lift gate here, and he's standing on that side. I said, "Mr. Scott, can I take a picture?" And he says, Tommy Hicks was with him, and he said, "Tommy, let the gate down." And the car was covered up, unloads it, pulls the tarp off, and we took that picture. And I said, "Let's just you can pay that 7-year-old back with the wrap that you had on it then." And Scott was real adamant about, all these people on this car meant something to him. And naturally, you can see that it's not all sponsors that were with him or whatever, but it was people that meant something to him. And I said, Scott, I said, let's just make a wrap that is friends and people that got you where you are. And he just was ate up about it, loved it. I mean, and we designed this, and he passed away, and I had made him a promise. He was real big about promises that there'd be a zero car here no matter what. And so I talked to Ariel about it, because, I mean, it's like, obviously, my career accomplishment is running more B-mains probably than anybody here. So is there a man in these pits that deserves to drive this? Hell no, not one. There isn't one, and we'll never be one, but Scott was more than a friend to me, and if I tell somebody something, as long as I'm pumping blood through my heart, that's what I'm going to do. And I asked Ariel. She was the only person I was worried about, and I said, what do you think? She said, "No, I think Daddy would want you to." She said, "You just got to promise me one thing." I said, "Oh God." I said, "What is that, Ariel?" She said, "You got to be late." So
You were late, but not on your own doing, though.
Yeah, no, we had left.
Maybe some Bloomquist mojo came down from the outer the heavens or the outer forces, wherever he's at.
Yeah, heaven for sure is where he's at, and he I guess got my truck to start losing air pressure about halfway here, and we worked on it till about 4 in the morning, got back going, and I just laughed because I said, well, he wasn't letting me be early, which if anybody knows me, I'm not early anyway, and I was trying to break the stride there, which I guess I'll just forget about that. I won't ever try to be early. He always told me, he said, as long as you make the race and you're there to race, you're right on time. So we were right on time. We made it. Maybe a little late for everybody else is doing, but no. Then we get here and we're light on the scales after qualifying. This car went to Fairbury weeks ago, and nothing has changed. Steve Arpin and them built it at Longhorn 100%. This is the one car in my life I did not touch a single thing on. The only thing we changed is put this wrap on it from Fairbury to here. It was 23.75 3 times at Fairbury. Pull up on the scales, and we were 23.40. And I'm sitting in the car like, all right, Scott, come on, man, give me a break. They back me off, pull it back, 23.40. So I'm all to pieces in the car, and the guy, I don't know the man's name, but whoever runs the scales, he was kind of looking at me, I guess, thinking, oh, this guy's going to be mad, right? And I just laughed and threw my hands up like I guess wouldn't have it any other way. So, yeah, I don't know. It's my main goal is not just a sport, but the world needs a lot more positivity in it and a lot less negativity. And if I can do one thing here this weekend is to put some positive on the most negative thing our sport's ever experienced.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate deal, but just one quick thing. I just want to get your thoughts on like what this weekend without Scott. We're getting into the Friday, we're getting to the World 100 tomorrow, and then all that service and all that stuff's going on. Just what his lasting legacy at this place particularly it was the first time he's not here. It's going to be a kind of be a eerie feeling, I feel like, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I told Dylan. I said when I pulled on the racetrack with the car, I said, I mean, I've been here probably, I guess, 4 or 5 times with Scott, and then we won the Dream together here. It's probably the most weird feeling of my entire life. I said, like, I don't know that I could even hear the motor running. So much going through my mind, but one thing I can assure everybody, he's here, 100% critiquing for sure me and everybody else that has been around him, and not okay with the way we're doing it, and we could do it just a little bit better. And and I think everybody just needs to be a lot more positive and hell with the negativity and just have a good time. Like our goal with this thing, I said, Scott, we're gonna go throw down like it's 2000 again. I said, we're going to have a good time, and that's what he'd want to do. He'd love having a good time.